Hey everybody, welcome back. You know, with all of my videos, I do a complete NG Plus playthrough to test the viability of the build. And this time is no different, but there's a little exception with whips and their attack mechanics that are really unique from the rest of the weapons in Elden Ring. But with the right setup, they can be powerful and really fun to play. With this dual arcane whip build, you can achieve that, but also the added bonus playing as a character resembling Balrogx from Castlevania. I still remember playing it on Nintendo when I was a kid, so stick around to check what items you need for this fun and powerful build, taking you back to Castlevania days. Before jumping into the video, I want to thank you guys so much for their support in this YouTube journey. I have a small giveaway and it's just a little token of appreciation because you guys are awesome. Please check all the info at the end of this video. Thank you all. So I decided to get out of my comfort zone and try a different weapon, and what good choice it was with the whips. They attack a mid-range and have some attack combinations that are really awesome to see, especially when you can land all of your hits while power stancing without getting interrupted. On the downside, they lack on close combat and it gets a little slow in between combos, but once you get comfortable playing with whips, you can exploit their potential and know how to avoid damage. After some testing, I decided to go with the Thorned Whip only because at max level it has a little bit more damage than the Hoslow's Petal Whip, using an arcane dexterity build with Occult affinity. As you can see, the difference is only 3 attack power and 4 less blood loss buildup and a little more reach, but they're essentially the same with this setup. So this build works perfectly if you want to use 2 Hoslows or even 1 of each. But for fashion, I will stick to 2 Thorn Whips. It has B attribute scaling for arcane and D for dexterity, and very low attribute requirements of 8 strength and 16 dexterity and 97 blood loss buildup. Also, it does not require to play NG Plus to get a second one. You can farm as many as you like. The only problem is the low drop rate that it has. So you need to pray to the RNG god and increase your discovery rate using a special armor like the Silver Tear Mask and the Silver Scarab Talisman or the Silver Foul Foot. I mean, it's not necessary, but it can help. You can farm this whip late game on mountaintops of the giants, near the giants' mountaintop catacombs, on a narrow bridge where you need to kill a fire prelate that will drop the whip, as well as a prelate armor set. Remember, you also need the black wet blade to apply the occult affinity to both whips, and add Bloodhound Step or Raptor of the Mist Ash of War on the main hand whip, because sadly there isn't any other useful Ash of War for whips. The way I play this build is trying to fight at mid-range, or the maximum range that the whip has. All the power stancing move and jump attacks will hit more than once, but you may feel like in between combos it recovers a little bit slow, and that may leave you open to enemy counterattacks or charging. So if you get to close combat, you can still do damage, but I recommend regaining that medium distance between you and the enemy, and that's when the Ash of War comes into play. Bloodhound Step will give you that great mobility to avoid damage and regain that distance, or if you prefer Raptor of the Mist, will let you avoid a close combat hit, making you appear in the air to begin a jump attack, but you have to time it really well. Be sure to learn the whip attack animations to know when you can be vulnerable and when you can roll or use the Bloodhound Step accordingly. This is not a one-shot bleed weapon. It's more of a get 1 or 2 combos, and if you don't stagger the enemy, then regain distance and start again. Chipping away the enemy's health. Since it has blood loss, you will see when that procs and you take away a big chunk of their health, but you'll have to keep going at it. It's a different playstyle, I know, but definitely worth it and viable to get you to finish your playthrough. If you found this video interesting so far, please help me out hitting that like button to get this video to more people, and subscribe if you don't want to miss any new videos about Elden Ring. Since you can get the Thorn Whip later on the game, I'll start with a level 100 character. So the attributes you want to spend your points are like this: Vigor at 35, Mind at 10, Endurance at 20, Strength at 14, Dexterity at 26, Intelligence at 9, Faith at 15 to be able to use Flame Army Strength, and Arcane at 50. Arcane is the most valuable attribute on this build, so you want to get higher quick enough after level 100. For a level 150 character, you want to spend your point like this: Vigor at 50, Mind at 10, Endurance at 25, Strength at 14, Dexterity at 25, Intelligence at 9, Faith at 15, Arcane at 80, because we need this attribute to be at 80 quick because we are running on a Occult affinity and will benefit more with Arcane. For a level 200 character, like mine, Vigor at 60, mine at 16, Endurance at 35, Strength at 14, Dexterity at 50, Intelligence at 9, Faith at 15, and Arcane at 80. Now to bring back that Castlevania nostalgia, look at that armor. I mean, I used the Houselow's armor, Drake Knight gauntlets, and greaves with no helmet at all, resembling the armor look of Belmont on his quest to kill Dracula, remember? But now is to kill demigod bosses and reforge the Elden Ring. The talisman of this build are Lot of Blood Exaltation that raises attack power by 20% for 20 seconds when blood loss occurs in the vicinity. It drops from the boss Esgar Priest of Blood in Lanedale Catacombs at Lanedale Capital. Second, Rotten Wing Sword Insignia increases attack power depending on the number of attacks you land, so every 3 attacks you activate a tier, and those tiers are 6%, 8%, and 13% increase. Third is Millicent Prosthesis that increases attack power depending on the number of attacks you land, so every 3 attacks you activate a tier, and those tiers are 4%, 6%, and 11% of increase. Both talismans stack together and are obtained after completing Millicent questline and choosing one of the 2 options at the end. But you get the second talisman, you gotta do the second playthrough and choosing the alternate option at the end. If you have not completed your second playthrough, you can use as alternatives the Green Turtle Talisman, Radagon's Sword Seal, or Dragon Crest's Great Shield Talisman. Finally, the Claw Talisman that will increase the jump attack damage by 15%. It's found on Stormvale Castle. For the Physick flask, we got Thorny Cracked Tear that will increase attack power depending on the number of attacks you land by 3 minutes. So every 3 attacks you activate a tier, and those tiers are 9%, 13%, and 20% of increase, just like the Rotten Wind Insignia and the Millicent Prosthesis Talisman. And the good thing is that these tiers stacked with both of them, so when you have all 3 activated, you're going to have an incredible increase on attack power with the whips. And it's dropped by the Putrid Avatar at the Minor Erdtree in the consecrated snowfield that's west of Mountaintops of the Giants. The second tier is the Green Burst Crystal tier that would increase stamina recovery speed by 15 per second, and it's dropped by the Erdtree Avatar in the Minor Erdtree in Caelid, east of the Smoldering Church. So playing an NG Plus playthrough with the Thorned Whip and this build wasn't hard, but it wasn't like one-shot fights just because they have bleed on them. The mechanics of the whip don't allow them to be fast, and do consecutive damage all the time. There's a pause in between power sensing attacks that can make you vulnerable, so you gotta play with this in mind. For regular enemies, a couple of attacks will do, but for bosses or challenging fights, it's more of a matter of getting in, do a couple combos, and roll or Bloodhound step out of the way to avoid damage, and then get back in. It is 100% viable and very fun build if you want to have a different gameplay NG+. I mean, looking at the whips go, it's super fun. So don't be afraid of using whips as a weapon alternative. They are pretty fun to see and do a good amount of damage as well. So guys, if you found this video helpful, please help me out hitting that like button to get this video to more people, and subscribe if you don't want to miss any new videos about Elden Ring. Thank you all, and I appreciate you. If you have any questions or tips that you want to share, do so in the comments down below. But before I let you go, I got a small giveaway for you guys for being so awesome. The giveaway will be for an Amazon gift card of $50. It's super easy to enter. What you need to do is 3 simple steps. Number 1, like this video and subscribe to my channel. Number 2, subscribe to my newly created Twitter account at Balrogx. Number 3, comment on this video. What are you hoping to see on an Elden Ring DLC? This giveaway will run from Tuesday, July 19th, 10 AM as soon as this video is posted, and will close at Tuesday, July 26th at 10 AM. I'll choose the winner randomly at that time and announce it in my social media and also on this video description. If the winner doesn't contact me in a week, I will have to choose another winner. This giveaway is not sponsored by YouTube in any way. I am responsible for running it and selecting the winner and making sure the winner gets the prize. Please check the giveaway official rules down below in the description. I can't wait to announce the winner in 1 week. Thank you guys and good luck. And as always, be safe and see you on the next one. Ciao!